Good evening, everyone. Good evening, all of you. Shrishti, Pranav, Namrata, Sakshi, Tejas, good evening. Hi, Suhas. Good evening, Tejas. Good evening, Basavaraj, Advait, Attar, Raksha. Good evening. Yes, Pralad, it should be. Just check once. Good evening, Tanya, Lasya, good evening. Good evening, Khushi. Good evening, Ganesh. Chalo, let's start. Good evening, Basavaraj. Good evening, Trupti. Good evening, Vijay. Good evening, Shreya. Good evening, Basan Gowda. Good evening, Basav Raj. Athar, it was half completed. It was not completed. Chalo, let's begin. So last class we had seen solutions chapter mein we had finished which all topics? We had finished types of solution. We had finished concentration of solution. Solubility we had finished. Then vapor pressure we had finished. Correct? Then non-ideal, ideal, non-ideal solution we had started. So we have to do these two topics today. I wish you, Sushma. Good evening, Sushma. Good evening, Pratham. All right. So we have finished till Raoult's law. Application of Henry's law, Raoult's law. We had started ideal solution. Correct? Good evening, Rakhu. Good evening, Gokul. Good evening, Sakshya. So, what was ideal solution? The solution which obey Raoult's law at all range of composition and temperature is known as ideal solution. Thank you, Raghu. And then what was its characteristics? Its characteristics were if there is solute and solvent, the interaction between solute should be equal to interaction between solvent molecules, which should be equal to interaction between solute and solvent molecules. Correct? This is what was the first characteristics. Then enthalpy of mixing was 0. What is the meaning of it? When ideal solution is formed, neither heat is absorbed nor heat is released. Then third point was delta V mixing is 0. What is the meaning of delta V mixing 0? The meaning of delta V mixing is 0 when ideal solution is formed. If you take 5 ml solute and you take 5 ml solvent, you get 10 ml solution, right? So amount of solute plus solvent will be equal to amount of solution, or volume of solute plus volume of solvent will be equal to volume of solution, right? That is the meaning of it. All right. So we had to start non-ideal solutions and corrugative properties today, correct? So one question which can generally come from this topic is what is the difference between ideal and non-ideal solution, right? Yes. So obviously, if ideal solution follows Raoult's law, non-ideal solution do not obey Raoult's law. The solutions which do not obey Raoult's law. The solutions which do not obey Raoult's law are known as non-ideal solution. Correct? Now in this characteristics, again same. Interaction between solute molecules. Don't write short forms, write interaction. Should not be equal to interaction between solute AA. AA means interaction between solute and solute molecules. Should be not equal to interaction between BB molecules, which should not be equal to interaction between AB molecules. Correct? Then next point which comes here is delta H of mixing is not equal to 0. Then next point, delta V of mixing is not equal to 0. So if it comes for 3 marks, If it comes for 3 marks, you'll write this only. You'll write this only. Ideal solution, obey Raoult's law. Non-ideal solution, do not obey Raoult's law. Enthalpy of mixing is equal to 0 in ideal solution, not equal to 0 in non-ideal solution. Volume of mixing is 0 in ideal solution. Volume of mixing is not 0 in non-ideal solution. The 3 points for 3 marks, right? If you want to add more points, you can write. They do not form azeotropic mixture. They do not form azeotropic mixture. They do not form azeotropic mixture. Whereas non-ideal solution forms azeotropic mixture. They form azeotropic mixture. Now, what is azeotropic mixture? What is azeotropic mixture? Yes to us. 3 marks के लिए 3 points. Enough. Examples लिख देना बस. Examples are important. If you're not writing examples, you are gone. ठीक है? तो examples, ideal solution के लिए you'll write any two same class of compounds. Right? Any two same class of compounds. Ganesh, you cannot write that in exam. Any two same compounds. For example, 2 alkanes you can take. Heptane and hexane. Heptane and hexane. Forms, both are alkanes, so both of them will form ideal solution. Then you can take alkyl halides. So you can take ethyl bromide plus ethyl chloride. Okay? Such solutions will form ideal solution. Benzene, toluene, of course you can take that. Benzene plus toluene, you can take that. These are examples. Whereas non-ideal solution examples are water plus nitric acid, phenol plus water, right? There are many other examples which you can take here. Okay? Then you can take chloroform. Now, 1 mark question which will come. Now we are going towards types of non-ideal solution. Chloroform and acetone. All these are examples of non-ideal solution. So mostly when you take non-ideal solution, you'll have 2 different functional groups. Here you have ketone, here you have chloroform, right? So water, nitric acid. So when you take 2 different functional groups, most of the times you get non-ideal solution. Okay? Solute plus solvent is not equal to solution. Yes, Raghu. Here, volume of mixing is not 0. Matlab, if you take solute 5 ml, solvent 5 ml, then solution obtained will not be 10 ml. Solution will not be obtained 10 ml. You will either get 9 ml or you'll get 11 ml. Right? It can be more than what you have taken. It can be less than what you have taken also. Right? So it can be anything. Ethylene glycol formula is CH2OH, CH2OH. This is your ethylene glycol, Vinod. Okay? So I hope non-ideal solution is clear to everyone. Now, what is azeotrope? If they ask you 1 mark definition, what is azeotrope? So what is the definition of azeotrope or azeotropic mixture? The constant boiling mixture. What? The constant boiling mixture. The constant boiling mixture which cannot be separated by fractional distillation. Which cannot be separated by fractional distillation. Which cannot be separated by fractional distillation are called azeotropic mixture because their vapor phase and liquid phase compositions are same. Now, another important thing which I wanted to say here was, yes, the types of non-ideal solution is very important. You get questions from it, 1 mark question generally. Types of non-ideal solution. So generally there are 2 types of non-ideal solution. So there are 2 types of non-ideal solution. What are those? There are two types of non-ideal solution. One is positive deviation from Raoult's law. The solution which show positive deviation from Raoult's law. And the solution which show negative deviation from Raoult's law. Negative deviation from Raoult's law. Okay? So there are two types of solution. Either they will show generally the graphs are not asked. I will discuss with you the graph also, but generally they don't ask the graph. Okay? So positive deviation from Raoult's law. So what is the difference between these positive deviation and negative deviation from Raoult's law? So in positive deviation from Raoult's law, interaction in solute molecules. Just a minute, screen has gone. Yes, screen is back. So interaction in the solute or solvent molecules is greater than interaction in solution molecules. Don't show it like this. Write it in words. Write it in words. If you show it like this, you're gone. Okay? And in negative deviation, we said here in ideal, non-ideal solution, they are not equal. Right? Here we are saying interaction in solute molecules must be, or solvent molecules must be greater than interaction between solute and solvent molecules. And here we are saying interaction between solute or solvent molecules is less than interaction between AB molecules. Okay? So this is the first point of difference between these two. The second point of difference is here delta H of mixing is greater than 0. That means heat is greater than 0 means positive. That means heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed by the reaction mixture, right? And here enthalpy of mixing is less than 0. That means heat is released. Heat is released by reaction mixture. Now, if first point once, nothing beta, what we said here was what you said here. In ideal solution, you said between two solute molecules, there is some interaction. Solvent molecules, there is some force of attraction. So the force of attraction between solute molecules is equal to between force of attraction between solute and solvent molecules. This is what we said. They are equal in ideal solution. Non-ideal solution, we said they are not equal. So here we are saying the interaction between solute molecules, between two solute molecules, must be greater than interaction between solute and solvent molecules. That is what we are saying. Okay? Next slide for screenshot. I'm going. There is no next slide. Last slide you should say. This is last slide, Athar. Athar, you have all these notes, man. Now the next point. Delta V mixing is greater than 0. And delta V mixing is less than 0. This is very important. Dextro and levo form like, sir? No, it's not like that. So what I said here, heat is absorbed. Now the question may come. You are holding a beaker, reaction beaker. And after the reaction, you started feeling the beaker was very hot. Right? Due to reaction, beaker became very hot. Your palm started feeling hot. Then which deviation it is? Positive deviation or negative deviation? Then it becomes which deviation? Positive deviation or negative deviation? If the beaker you are feeling hot, that means beaker is releasing heat. Heat is released. that means it is a negative deviation. Okay? Then it represents negative deviation. It has come previously in boards. That's why I'm discussing this. And if you are holding a beaker of reaction in your hand and your hand feels cold, why it is feeling cold? Because reaction beaker is taking heat from your hand. So if heat is taken away from your hand will feel what? Cold. So beaker is absorbing heat from your hand. That means heat is absorbed when it shows positive deviation. Is that clear, everyone? There was one question previous year. I'll discuss that question also. Anyone having any doubt in this? Yes, guys. Anyone having any doubt in this? Now, one more important thing here is all these solutions which show positive deviation from Raoult's law, they form, yes, Athar, they form minimum boiling azeotrope. Those who show positive deviation from Raoult's law form minimum boiling azeotrope. Right? And the solution which show negative deviation form maximum boiling azeotrope. Okay? They can ask you examples. So examples you should know. Okay? So what is the example for positive deviation from Raoult's law? Examples are ethanol plus acetone. You can take carbon disulfide plus acetone. Right? Yes, you're right. Yes, Raghu. That's why I'm discussing this, no? What do you want me else to discuss, Raghu? Carbon disulfide plus water. Then you can take few more examples. Cyclohexanol. This is cyclohexane. OH if you're tired. This is cyclohexanol plus cyclohexane. All these are examples of minimum boiling or positive deviation from Raoult's law. So what I would suggest is go home and read all examples from textbook. Read all examples from textbook. Why? Because 1 mark question can be cyclohexanol and cyclohexane. Show which type of deviation. Positive deviation or negative deviation. 1 mark question you'll get. So you should know examples. So textbook ke sare examples you should know. Read all examples from textbook. Very important. Okay? Then negative deviation mein you have chloroform and acetone. CHCl3 plus acetone, CH3CO, CH3. This is acetone and chloroform. Yes, you can read that also, sir. And then chloroform, CHCl3, CHCl3 plus chloroform plus diethyl ether. Ethyl, oxygen, ethyl, diethyl ether. So again, read all examples from textbook. Right? Read all examples from textbook. Do not miss any example which is given in textbook. So this finishes your ideal and non-ideal solution. I will discuss the graph of both. So please pay attention. If you want to understand graph, I will explain the graph. It is, see, the graph is like this. Vapor pressure is plotted against mole fraction. Right? Srishti, for that you have to see this. Interactions. Srishti, for that you have to see interactions. How to detect matlab? If you are really preparing for boards, I would suggest you to by heart all the examples of textbook. Even I can tell you the trick or technique of identifying, but it will not be very useful. You'll still be confused. Okay? Better idea is remember all the examples of textbook. That will always be recommendable. Okay? The idea is only this. Now, if you take this mixture between two ethanol molecules, CH3, CH2, OH, CH3, CH2, OH. Hydrogen and oxygen will form a hydrogen bond. So between two solute molecules, you have hydrogen bond. But between solute and solvent, that is CH3 CH2OH and CH3 CO CH3. You have hydrogen bond only, but this hydrogen bond will not be as effective as this hydrogen bond because it is between two similar molecules. And this is the hydrogen bond between two different molecules. So now your solute-solute interactions are stronger than solute-solvent interactions. So it shows positive deviation. So this is the ideally process of identifying. If you can do this, very good. For that, you should know the knowledge of all the different type of forces, van der Waals forces, dipole-dipole interaction, hydrogen bonding. If you know that, very good. If you don't know it, best example, as I said, remember all examples of textbook. Right? Now, if you see vapor pressure versus mole fraction graph, what do you understand here? You know there are two components. Mole fraction, sum of mole fraction of two component is always 1. So if mole fraction of A here is 0 or A is 1, B will be 0. Mole fraction of A, if it is 1, then mole fraction of B will be how much? 0. 1 minus 1. Okay? So similarly, mole fraction of A, as you go from left to right, mole fraction of A will decrease, B will increase. So mole fraction of A will become 0 here and B will increase and become 1 here. Now, as you plot the graph, you see here, Raoult's law. We had said see, we are plotting everything from here. If your mole fraction of A is 1, then pressure of A becomes equals to P naught A. Okay? So if mole fraction of A is 1, then pressure of A becomes equal to P naught A, somewhere here. Similarly, when mole fraction of B becomes, using this relation, mole fraction of B becomes equal to 1, then pressure of B becomes how much? P naught B. If you put mole fraction of B as 1, you will get pressure of B is 1 into P naught B. So pressure of B becomes P naught B. So you'll get P naught B here. Correct? Now, you know PA is XA into P naught A from Raoult's law. As mole fraction of A increases, pressure of A increases. As mole fraction of A decreases, pressure of A decreases. So left to right, you are going, pressure of A is decreasing from 1 to 0. Mole fraction of A is decreasing from 1 to 0. Therefore, pressure of A will also decrease. Mole fraction of A decreases, pressure of A decreases. Similarly, pressure of B from Raoult's law is mole fraction of B into P naught B. As the mole fraction of B decreases, pressure of B will also decrease. So as you come from here to here, mole fraction of B decreases. That is 1 to 0. So as mole fraction of B decreases, pressure of B will decrease. So pressure of B will start decreasing. Correct? You'll get this. Now, when you join these two, you get a line. So basically, you can say this graph represents PA is equals to XA into P naught A. And this graph represents PB is equals to XB into P naught B. While this graph represents total PS, pressure of A plus pressure of B. It represents PS, pressure of A plus pressure of B. Is that clear, everyone? Anyone having any doubt in this? Anyone having any doubt in this? Athar, you should ask it in maths class, no? Boards के लिए graph is, CBSE board में graph is important, PU board में graph is not important, in short. Anyone having any doubt in this? Can PS be horizontal? PS be horizontal if your liquid A ka vapor pressure is equal to liquid B ka vapor pressure. Then only it is possible. Otherwise, it may be like this, or PS graph may be downwards or maybe upwards. It can be both. PB. Beta, mole fraction of B is decreasing. So pressure of B is decreasing. So you're coming from here, mole fraction of B equal to 1 to mole fraction of B equal to 0. So as you're coming in this direction, mole fraction of B is decreasing. So mole fraction of B decreases, pressure of B decreases. So pressure of B is decreasing. That's all. If you can understand it, very good. If you can't understand it, by heart. Simple. Is that clear, everyone? I have given you logical reasoning behind it. If you can't understand the logical reasoning behind it, the better idea is by heart. Okay? That anyways, you guys are very good at it. Chalo, let's move ahead. Now, non-ideal solution ke graph mein, you'll get the same graph, no change. I'm drawing the same graph. There is only a small change. You'll get same graph, everything same. P naught B, P naught A, and this is PS. PA plus PB. Correct? The only difference is, see here, in the solution, interactions are weak. The force of interaction between solute and solvent molecules are less. So force of attractions are less. That means you can break this force of attraction easily. If you can break the force of attraction easily, then it can form vapors easily. And if it can form vapor easily, the vapor pressure will increase. Therefore, your graph will come above the all lines. See, the pressure of solution has increased from the normal line, and the pressure of solution has increased. The pressure of solution has increased. Correct? Right? That is the only change. And in negative deviation, pressure will decrease. That's the only change. Whole graph same, no change. Complete the graph. If you're writing the, see, I am writing the incomplete graph because of time. If you're writing the incomplete graph, you'll not get marks. Then don't say sir had told this. Write pura graph, mole fraction, XA1, XB0. You have to write everything. XA0, XB1. You have to write everything. You have to describe pura graph. Then your negative deviation mein everything will come below this line. Pressure of solution will decrease. Pressure of A will also decrease. Pressure of B will also decrease. So graph will come like this. Right? This is how your graph will look like. Rest everything same. P naught B, P naught A. This represents PS is PA plus PB. Rest everything same. Mole fraction, XA1, XA0, XB1, sorry, XB0, XB1. Correct? Right. So this finishes your ideal and non-ideal solution. Anyone having any doubt in this? Anyone having any doubt in this? We are moving towards colligative properties after this. If there is any doubt in this, please ask. The graph, beta dekho, Raghu ek baat batao. Tell me one thing. Is this graph difficult? No. Then pad lo. If it was not important, I was not teaching. Since it is there in textbook, I taught. And then you ask, is it important? Point is, if something is tough and you're not able to understand, if there is something which is tough and you're not able to understand, then you should ask, sir, it will come in exams or not. If there is something which is easy, it is not like some very complex formula and all, it is directly graph. So I don't recommend you to leave. It has not come previously in exams. That's all I can say. Will it not come in exam? I can't say, right? But it is easy, so I never recommend to leave easy things. Right, just a minute. Let me open your folder. Yeah. So as you see, See here, question number 23. Question number 23. Mention the enthalpy of mixing value due to for ideal solution. Mention the value of ideal solution. Clear? What is enthalpy of mixing? It is equal to 0. Correct? And then one more question is there which you can discuss here. Just a minute. Yeah. Question number 2. Question number 2. Question number 2. 10 ml of liquid A is mixed with 10 ml of liquid B. 10 ml of liquid A is mixed with 10 ml of liquid B. The volume of resultant solution is 19.9 ml. 19.9 ml. What type of deviation is expected from Raoult's law? Which type of deviation it will show from Raoult's law? So you have taken 10 ml of 10 ml of liquid A and 10 ml of liquid B. The volume of the resultant solution is how much? 19.9 ml. So it shows which type of deviation? Suhas, which type of deviation? Negative. Very good. So all of you understand now whatever we have discussed is important. I am almost covering all the previous year questions parallelly. State Raoult's law for liquid mixtures. It has been done. What are non-ideal solution? Mention the reason for negative deviation from Raoult's law. I have already told you, forces. Forces are the reason, right? So you can see almost every year you get question, right? Question number 15B part, write any difference between ideal and non-ideal solution, right? So you almost get questions every year from this topic, right? So let's come back. So this finishes your ideal and non-ideal solution. So those who did not understand that 10 ml question, liquid A volume is 10 ml, liquid B volume is 10 ml, solution is given 19.9 ml. So find delta V mixing. Yes, previous year question chhod ke Athar, yes. Delta V mixing will be final volume minus initial volume. Final volume is 19.9 solution minus initial volume of solute and solvent, 10 plus 10. So you'll get minus 0.1 ml. So since delta V mixing is negative, less than 0, therefore it is negative deviation. Okay? So I hope you are able to do this. Let's move ahead to colligative properties. Yeah. So what are colligative properties? What are colligative properties? So colligative properties are the properties which depend upon amount of solute, not on nature of solute, right? So there are 4 colligative properties. What you should remember, their formula, because you'll get numericals on it for sure. You'll get a 2 mark or 3 mark numerical on this, and you should remember their definitions, right? That is very important. So the first colligative property is, so the properties of the solution which depend upon the amount of solute in the solution is known as colligative property. The first of them is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, right? So it says if you have a solution which contains a solvent, let's say there is a solvent. It says there is a solvent in the solution. So if you add some solute to it, it is also called Dalt's law for non-volatile solute. So if you add some solute to it, and solute is non-volatile, what is the meaning of non-volatile solute? What is the meaning of non-volatile solute? Anyone? Non-volatile solute means solute will not form vapors. Solute will not form vapors. Non-volatile solute means solute will not form vapors. So vapors will be formed by only solvent. That means pressure of the solution is due to solvent, not solute. Pressure of the solution is due to solvent, not solute. So if before adding the solute, the vapor pressure of solvent was P naught, correct? So after you added the solute, which is non-volatile, which is not forming vapors. So initially it was only solvent, pressure was P naught. Now after adding solute, the pressure is PS. So after adding non-volatile solute, the pressure of the solution will increase or decrease. Let us say only solvent was 10 atmosphere pressure. After you added solute, it became PS. So what I'm asking is, PS will be greater than 10 atmosphere or less than 10 atmosphere? PS will be less than 10 atmosphere, pressure will be less or more? Pressure will be less than 10. Raghu, pressure will be decreasing. Why pressure will decrease? Because initially vapors were coming from all this surface. This can also be a 1 mark question. Why pressure decreases? Initially vapors were coming from solvent from all the surface. Now when solute comes, which is not forming vapors, covers this area of the solvent. So now vapors are coming from only this much surface, correct? So now more vapors are formed or less vapors are formed in the presence of solute? Less vapors are formed in the presence of solute. Since the vapors formed are less, the vapor pressure will be less. So your pressure will become, now PS is your vapor pressure of solution. So this is your vapor pressure of solvent, and this is your vapor pressure of solution. Is that clear, everyone? So first you should know PS will be less than P naught. Vapor pressure of solution will be less than vapor pressure of solvent. Very, 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 very important. Correct? Is that clear, everyone? Anyone having any doubt till now, please quickly respond. If anybody is having any doubt till now, please quickly respond. I don't see any doubts. Actually, you can still type. Now, what is the formula for relative lowering of vapor pressure? So it was initially this much, P naught. Now it is this much. So how much it has decreased? How much is the change in vapor pressure? P naught minus PS is the change or decrease in vapor pressure, right? Decrease in vapor pressure divided by initial pressure, P naught. This is called your relative lowering of vapor pressure. So decrease in vapor pressure is P naught minus PS divided by initial pressure solvent ka P naught. This is known as relative lowering of vapor pressure, and this is equal to mole fraction of solute. You can write mole fraction of solute also. Mole fraction of solute. This is your formula for relative lowering of vapor pressure. P naught minus PS by P naught is mole fraction of solute. Now, yesterday you learned how to write mole fraction. Yesterday you had learned how to write mole fraction. It is P naught minus PS by P naught is equals to, yes, Neha, this is your previous slide. Yes, previous to this also, you want, previous to this was a numerical solution. Previous to that was this solution. Right. So what I said, P naught minus PS is mole fraction of solute. How do you write mole fraction of solute? Mole fraction of solute will be number of moles of solute divided by number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. ठीक है? Now, while solving numericals, you will use this formula. You'll use this formula for solving numericals. If numerical mein it is mentioned, it is dilute solution. If it is mentioned, it is dilute solution in numerical. Dilute solution means where amount of solvent is very high with respect to solute. So you will say number of moles of solvent is very, very large in comparison to number of moles of solute. So you can write, you can ignore number of moles of solute with respect to solvent, and you can write number of moles of solvent plus number of moles of solute is approximately equal to number of moles of solvent. So this whole thing can be replaced by number of moles of solvent because solvent is very large in comparison to solute. So you can ignore solute in comparison to solvent. So for dilute solution, you can apply P naught minus PS by P naught is equals to number of moles of solute by number of moles of solvent. Correct? Right? Now, what is the formula for number of moles of substance? It is given weight by molar mass. Given weight by molar mass. Okay? For example, if you have 16 gram O2, what is number of moles in 16 gram O2? What is the weight given? 16 gram. What is the molar mass of O2 from formula? Oxygen 16, 2 atoms, so into 2. So number of moles will become half. So if you divide the given weight of substance by molar mass, you'll get the number of moles. Okay? Is that clear, everyone? Any doubt in this? Anyone having any doubt in this? Now see, this is your relative lowering of vapor pressure. And relative lowering of vapor pressure is depending directly on amount of solute. Okay? Therefore, it is a colligative property. They won't ask, generally PU board mein, they won't ask numerical on this. They will ask numerical most likely in elevation in boiling point. But still, all colligative properties are important, so we are discussing it. Yes, is that clear, everyone? You can write whatever you want, Kishore. Swayam, is it clear? Prahlad. All right. Will they give us the molar mass in the question? They may or they may not. If they don't give, you should be able to find yourself. For example, if they give H2SO4, you should be able to find molar mass of H2SO4. Hydrogen ka mass is 1 into 2. Sulfur is 32. Oxygen is 16 into 4, 98 gram. So molar mass, you should be able to find from formula. Right? Chalo, let's move ahead. Right then. Next, colligative properties, elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point. Acha, what is the relationship between vapor pressure and boiling point? If I take, you should know this basically. What is the relationship between boiling point and vapor pressure? Numericals asked from this chapter previous year. Yes, every year one question from colligative property you get, numerical. Which numerical? Textbook solved questions and unsolved questions. Just solve textbook questions. So now if I give you two liquids A and B, this is having a boiling point of, let us say, 20 degrees Celsius. This is having a boiling point of 40 degrees Celsius. This is boiling point, TB. Now, if I ask among these two liquids, which will have more vapor pressure, what will you say? Which liquid will form vapor easily? Which has less boiling point or more boiling point? The liquid having less boiling point will be able to form vapors easily. So it will have more vapor pressure. So vapor pressure of A is greater than B. Correct? So we can see boiling point of A is less than B, but vapor pressure of A is greater than B. Both will not have same ray. Boiling point different hoga to how? One liquid is boiling at 20 degrees Celsius, other is boiling at 40 degrees Celsius. So obviously liquid boiling at 20 degrees Celsius will form vapor easily and first. So it will have more vapor pressure. So what we are saying here is liquid A is having less boiling point but more vapor pressure. So vapor pressure and boiling point are inversely proportional to each other. What does it tell you? It tells you when you add non-volatile solute to a solvent, its vapor pressure decreases. We said that. We said when you add a non-volatile solute to a solvent, vapor pressure decreases. Correct? Lowering of vapor pressure. If vapor pressure decreases, boiling point will increase. Inversely proportional to each other. If vapor pressure decreases, boiling point will increase. Correct? So you'll say if there is a solvent, let us say solvent has a boiling point of T naught B. Once you added a solute to it, the boiling point of solution became TB. Correct? Became TB. So TB is boiling point of solution. Boiling point of solution. Whereas T naught B is boiling point of solvent. Boiling point of solvent. Right? So what is the change in boiling point? Delta TB. Delta TB is change in boiling point or elevation in boiling point. Delta TB is equal to TB minus T naught B is equal to Kf into M. So this is the formula you'll use for numericals. Okay? This is the formula you'll use for numericals. Right? Now, what are these quantities? Kf is KB. It will be KB. KB into M. So elevation in boiling point constant is KB. It is also called ebullioscopic constant. Elevation in boiling point constant, or also called ebullioscopic constant. Okay. What is M? M is molality. What is M? Molality. So what is the formula of molality? Molality is number of moles of solute. You know how to find number of moles of solute? Given weight by molar mass. Number of moles of solute divided by weight of solvent in kilogram. Number of moles of solute divided by weight of solvent in kilogram. Baki, you know what is TB, what is T naught B. Right? This is the formula you'll use for solving numericals on it. Anyone having any doubt in this formula? Anyone having any doubt in this formula? Yes, guys. Anyone having any doubt in this formula? Suhas, formula is clear. Moles of solute ही तो लिखा है, moles of solvent लिखा है क्या? It will be moles of solute. It will be moles of solute. ठीक है? Let's move ahead. Yeah. देखो, graph I'm not discussing because boards में it has not been asked till now. Graph based questions, so I'm not discussing the graph. Let us take a question. We'll do depression in freezing point, then take the question. Let us take depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. So depression in freezing point is same. Yes, Raghu, please note it. CBSE में graph are not directly, graphs are not asked. CBSE में भी directly तो नहीं, graphs are not asked. Raghu noted? Right. So depression in freezing point. Raghu, have you noted? Yes, Raghu. Have you noted? Arey man, take a screenshot. I will upload these notes, Raghu. I will upload these notes also. Keep noting parallelly, man. Done? Chalo. Now depression in freezing point. What do you mean by depression in freezing point? Depression in freezing point. Same thing. When you add non-volatile solute to a solvent, if you take a solvent ka freezing point is T naught F. And if you add some non-volatile solute to it, you'll get a solution. If you add some non-volatile solute to it, solute, solvent. So solute plus solvent together will give you solution. So solution will have a freezing point of TF. So same formula. The only difference is delta TF. It is depression in freezing point. That means when non-volatile solute is added, when non-volatile solute is added, freezing point of solution decreases, whereas boiling point increases. Therefore, we say depression in freezing point. So delta TF will be given by T naught F, freezing point of solvent, minus freezing point of solution. Why? Because freezing point of solvent was this much. After adding solute, freezing point has decreased. So solvent is more than solution. So you'll subtract smaller value from larger value. Correct? So T naught F minus TF is equal to, instead of KB, you'll write KF into M. Rest everything same. M stands for molality. M stands for molality here. M stands for molality here. So KB was elevation in boiling point constant. KF is depression in freezing point constant. It is also called cryoscopic constant. Cryoscopic constant. Okay? It is called cryoscopic constant. Now, what is units? What is its units? Units may be asked for 1 mark. So unit will be Kelvin. Kelvin mole inverse kilogram. This is the unit of both. This is the unit of both KB and KF. Both of them have same units. Kelvin kilogram mole inverse. ठीक है? Or Kelvin kilogram per mole. You can write anything you want. If they ask you 1 mark, what is the definition of cryoscopic constant? How will you define cryoscopic constant? You say the definition as, if molality of solution is 1, then delta TF is equal to KF. Correct? That means cryoscopic constant is equal to depression in freezing point. Cryoscopic constant is equal to depression in freezing point of a solution whose molality is 1. Okay? So you'll write cryoscopic constant. Same for KB also. Cryoscopic constant is equal to depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point of solution whose molality is 1. Right? This is the definition of your KB and KF. Okay? In KB, everything remains same. Instead of depression, you'll have elevation in boiling point. That's the only change. Okay? Let us take a numerical on this. Since we going to get a numerical on this, let us solve some question. Yeah. Now see this question 15. See this question number 15. Right? See this question number 15. See this question number 15. Yeah. So this is your question. So what's the question here? The question says a boiling point of a benzene is this much, right? When 1.8 gram of non-volatile solute, non-ionizing solute was dissolved in 90 gram of benzene, correct? The boiling point is raised to, boiling point increased to this much value. This is boiling point of solution. Calculate the molar mass of solute. Kb for benzene is given. Kb, Kf are always given for solvent. Kb is given for benzene means benzene is your solvent, correct? So now how do you solve this question? Apply delta Tb is equals to Kb into M, correct? What is delta Tb? Tb minus T naught B. What is Tb? Boiling point of solution minus boiling point of solvent. What is your solvent here? Benzene. Because 1.8 gram of solute is dissolved in benzene. So benzene is your solute, sorry, solvent, and solute ka molar mass you have to find. You don't know what is your solute, correct? Now, what you can do? This is equals to Kf into molality is what? Number of moles of solute by weight of solvent in kilogram, right? So now expand this formula a bit. What is the formula for number of moles of solute? Just now we have discussed. The formula for number of moles was given weight by molar mass, correct? So put that here. Kf into number of moles of solute is weight of solute by molar mass of solute into weight of solvent in kilogram. Correct? Yeah, it is Kb. I have always habit of writing Kf. It is Kb. So Tb is boiling point of solution. T naught B is boiling point of solvent. So boiling point of solvent is benzene is this much. Solution is this much. So this is your Tb. This is your T naught B. Correct? So Tb is 354.11 minus 353.23. See, whenever you don't understand what to subtract from whom, always remember this subtraction value should always be positive. It can never be negative. So always in this numerical, subtract the lower value from larger value. Always subtract the lower value from larger value. Okay? Always. Now you'll get this is equal to Kb ka value is how much? 2.54. Weight of solute is given. How much? 1.80 gram solute was dissolved. Molar mass of solute you have to find into weight of solvent in kilogram. So how much gram of benzene is given? 90 gram of benzene is given. But 90 gram benzene is given. It should be in kilogram. So 90 gram, if you want to convert it into kilogram, divide it by 1000. Correct? Now you can simplify and find molar mass from here. This will become 2.54 into 1.80. 1 molar mass into 90 into 1000. So bring molar mass here, and this value is how much? Subtract. This is 77 plus 11, 0.88, correct? It is 0.88 after subtracting. So bring molar mass here and 0.88 down. So after simplification, you'll get molar mass equal to 2.54 into 1.8 into 1000 by 90 into 0.88. Simplify this, you'll get your molar mass. So simplify this and you'll get your molar mass. Try to simplify this, you'll get your molar mass. Yes, so how much it is? It will not come that small, guys. I think Kishore, you're right. You'll get approximately 57.72 gram. Unit is important. Without unit, you'll not get marks. So 57.72 gram per mole. If this question comes for 3 mark, you'll get 1 mark for answer, obviously. You'll get 1 mark for formula. For this formula, you'll get 1 mark. And for your calculation, you'll get 1 mark. For your calculation, you'll get 1 mark. Is that clear? Approximately 57 gram, Raghu. You'll get approximately 57 gram. Anyone having any doubt in this? I don't know, Athar. You should not get exact value. I don't think so. You'll get exact value, Athar. You guys can simplify this. I'm relying on you for calculation part. Okay? So calculation you can do yourself. Any doubts on this? Now see, I'll show you some more numericals. This is done. Now see this question number 18. It is KF question. It is the question based on KF. It is the question based on KF. See this question. If you see this question, same question, no change, no change. So KF is given, 118 gram non-volatile solute is dissolved in 200 gram water. So weight of solvent is given, weight of solute is given, right? And you have to find what? Molar mass of solute. Same question, instead of delta TB, you have to use delta TF, right? Same question. And then here also see, this is relative lowering of vapor pressure. This is a numerical relative lowering of vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of pure benzene is given, matlab P naught B is given. P naught is given. Then non-volatile solute 0.5 gram is given, 39 gram benzene. So weight of solute, weight of benzene. You can find moles and mole fraction. What is molar mass of solid substance? So these are same questions. So delta TF question to all of you can do. So I am not solving that. I will solve this question. I will solve this vapor pressure question. So I hope all of you can solve the question on delta TF question is same. Instead of delta TB, you'll use delta TF formula. That is the only change. Let us solve the question on relative lowering of vapor pressure. Yes. So this is your question. So this is your question. If you see this, a vapor pressure of pure benzene means solvent, at a certain temperature is 0.85 bar. So first write formula. P naught minus PS by P naught is number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. I will just put the values. You have to do the calculation. So vapor pressure of pure benzene is given, means solvent ka vapor pressure is given, P naught 0.850 bar. And then non-volatile solute, non-electrolyte solid having 0.5 gram was added to 39 gram benzene. Benzene mass is given. So weight of solute is given. How much is the weight of solute? 0.5 gram. Weight of solvent is given. How much is weight of solvent? 39 gram. Benzene molar mass is given. See, Suhas, it depends upon the question. They may or may not give you molar mass. Here they have given you the molar mass. Vapor pressure of the solution is this much. Vapor pressure of the solution PS is given. Molar mass of solvent benzene is given 78. Vapor pressure of solution is given 0.854 bar. Find molar mass of solute. Correct. Now simplify the formula. P naught minus PS by P naught is number of moles of solute is weight of solute divided by molar mass of solute. Weight of solute by molar mass of solute plus weight of solvent by molar mass of solvent. So everything is given in numerical. So P naught is how much? 0.850 minus PS is how much? 0.5 divided by, what is P naught? 0.850. What is weight of solute given? 0.5 gram. Molar mass of solute we have to find. 0.5 gram. Molar mass solute we have to find. Plus weight of solvent 39 gram. Molar mass of solvent given 78 gram. So from here you can find molar mass of solute. ठीक है? 854 क्या? 850 ना? 854. Sorry, it is 854. फिर तो इसमें न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यूज ही गलत दिए हुए हैं. PS should be less than P naught. Actually, इन्होंने वैल्यूज ही गलत दिए हुए हैं then तो. I don't know how. Yes, so you can solve molar mass of solute from here. Yeah, I know. It should be point. Calculation गड़बड़ होगा, ये 0.86 आना चाहिए. Check. It should be 0.86. 856. Some value they have done wrong. Typing error होगा. PS should always be less than P naught. Right. So tomorrow we'll start electrochemistry. Tomorrow we'll start electrochemistry and finish your osmotic pressure. It will take 10 minutes. So I have almost discussed all previous year question of this chapter. So we'll start electrochemistry tomorrow and discuss the osmotic pressure. Okay? So notes will be uploaded on your Sanat, same drive link, na? Sanat, same link. No change. Old link only. Went off is not in syllabus. Went off is removed from syllabus. Athar. Osmotic pressure से definition based question comes. What is isotonic solution? That types. 39 gram is weight of solvent. 39 gram is weight of solvent. Benzene. Benzene I have taken weight of solvent 39 gram only. BB. Humira. Humira I have taken 39 gram only. Weight of solvent. After this week, Mohit. That though I have to check, Shreya. That I'll have to check. Most likely we should get. We have to find it. Please show previous slide. This was the previous slide, Anil. ठीक है, I'll share, Sanat. It is there on your WhatsApp group, Sanat. English Live WhatsApp group. It is there. Description में it is there, Sanat. Anil, you want this only, na? Bye, Suhas. Before this one. Good night, Raghu. Bye, man. Bye, Suhas. This one, Anil. Bye, स्वयं. मैंने बीच में स्वयं तुझे पूछा, कुछ बोला ही नहीं तू. You are sitting so silently like a cow. Bye, Sampreet. Because उसके लिए separate वो बनाना पड़ेगा, प्रहलाद. Separate playlist link बनाना पड़ेगा. अच्छा, मैंने देखा नहीं स्वयं. Maybe my mistake. Prahlad, uske liye I think we have to create a separate playlist maybe. So we'll have to do it. Pata nahi, like it will take some time, man. So better I would suggest class में ही पूरे notes बनाओ. But हाँ, मिल जाएगा for sure. It will take time. Atharv, you don't know India, man. That's all I can say. Chalo. Let's end it here, guys.